and welcome to another episode of INQside Look. My name is Catherine Gonzalez, multimedia reporter at INQUIRER.net. And today, joining us is Commission on Election spokesperson, James Jimenez. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So let's go straight to the questions. Comelec Chairperson Sheriff Abbas earlier said that the Comelec will release the final guidelines of the 2022 elections at the last quarter of the year. So where are we right now in terms of preparations for the elections, and considering the pandemic and all the health protocols in place, what kind of elections can the public expect for 2022?
We're preparing for it, and we will release the information at the last quarter, like the chairman said.
How about the number of voter registrants? The Comelec is targeting to have 4 million new voter registrants for 2022, right? So how many have already registered so far for next year's election?
Well, we have more. We have about 2.8 million registrants already, and we're looking to add more than 1 million from the SK. So with registration still ongoing in other parts of the country outside of the MECQ areas, then we expect that we're going to meet the target. For 2022, we expect to have 61 to 62 million registered voters for Election Day.
Now, still on the same topic, Commissioner Marlon Gasquel said back in February that the Comelec is not closing its doors on the possibility of extending the deadline for voter registration. Well, of course, extending the deadline would mean a tighter schedule for Comelec. But so far, is there any development on this matter?
Nope.
Still the same?
Yes.
Now, going to a recent issue raised by DepEd. The DepEd was requesting additional compensation for teachers and frontline workers who will serve in the coming elections. If you will be honest, is this financially feasible?
We haven't asked for the budget for honoraria yet. So if the teachers are going to ask for more, then it's something that might be included in the budget request. And if Congress grants it, then they have it.
How much of the budget are we looking at if ever we will consider DepEd's request?
We don't know yet because we don't have the exact number of precincts that will operate on Election Day. Therefore, we don't have the exact number of public school teachers. And remember, it's not mandatory for public school teachers to serve. So some might actually not choose to serve. So we don't know exactly how many school teachers there will be. We will have a good idea, though, as we get closer to the budget. But right now, it's just up in the air. We expect to have around 110,000 precincts. So you're looking at, just again in round numbers, more than 300,000 teachers, basically in total. So figure from there.
How about spending limits? I heard you mention before in television interview that the Comelec prefers varying spending limits depending on location. Where is the Comelec now on this idea or proposal?
Yes, we want to revisit the whole idea of spending limits, and it would be great if we could attach it if it were a movable index depending on the area where the contest is happening, because that would make a lot of sense. But if Congress decides to go a different way, then it will go a different way. Last I heard, a proposal was made in Congress to raise the spending limit by a flat rate of something like 50 pesos. But to my knowledge, that hasn't been signed into law yet. So, no, we're waiting for Congress to act on that.
I think that for next year's elections, we can expect that more politicians will capitalize on social media to campaign for themselves in next year's polls. So how can the Comelec, or how can the government in general, regulate the use of social media for election campaigning?
Regulation, I think, might give a wrong impression in the sense that it might seem like we're limiting the ability to use social media. It's never been that way. As far as Comelec is concerned, regulation of the use of social media has always been limited simply to making sure that expenses incurred in the use of social media have been reported in this statement of contributions and expenditures. It doesn't look to be any different moving forward, considering that there is no law regarding the use of social media in political campaigns. There is no electoral law regarding this issue. So Comelec can only make so many regulations based on existing law, but again, ultimately, it will not have the same sort of footing as if it were grounded in an actual law because there is no actual law.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Your final message to our viewers.
Registration is ongoing from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon outside of NCR Plus. By April 30, MECQ in NCR Plus will possibly end. We'll make the appropriate announcement then. But for now, suspended for NCR Plus and a few other places. But in other parts of the country, registration is ongoing. Please don't waste the opportunity to register and vote.
All right. Thank you very much, po. That was James Jimenez of the Commission on Elections. And that's it for today's INQside Look. Join us again for another episode only here on INQUIRER.net.